Hello guys, welcome. Again, my name is Jeannie and I am here kind of giving people my journey through chronic pancreatitis, EPI, exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, malnutrition, and gastroparesis. I am going for my stomach emptying test on Friday. So I will try to video some of that just so you all can see what the procedure was like. Maybe take some of the anxiety out of it for you. I'll take one for the team. I'll go do it. For today's video, I wanted to kind of take up where I left off. Is that the right way to say it? I had done a deep dive on the Kate Farms nutrition drink shake and how it may or may not work for people with our condition, if it's a good option or not. I think overall it is a good option, but I also drink these. This is the Ripple. Hope you can see that protein shake. Not to be confused with Ripple, the company, and XRP, although you should probably look into some XRP. Not financial advice, but this is the Ripple drink. It's the protein shake. I thought I would go to their website and get the ingredients, and then we'll plug those into Chat GPT and just see how nutritional these ingredients are, and if it's something that you might want to consider using for your EPI, pancreatitis, and gastroparesis. Help you get a meal in. It's got 20 grams of protein, which I think is more than Kate Farms. I want to say Kate Farms was 16 grams. So this is a really good, I like the way these taste. This is the chocolate version of the shake. They have other flavors, but I really like this one. So I will put a link also in the description where you can buy these. I get mine from Amazon. You can put them on subscription. I go through them pretty fast because I have one every day for breakfast, and sometimes I have to have them for dinner if I'm especially nauseated. So I do kind of touch on some of the symptoms that I've had, and a big symptom has been the nausea. I'm very blessed that I haven't gone into full on vomiting. I've had that a couple of times, but I know a lot of people in my groups online that they are vomiting all the time. So this can kind of help if you just can't get anything in, because I've had days like that too. This last 4 days, I've been feeling really well. I've been not so nauseated, and I'm finding out that if I rotate taking my enzymes for 1 week, and then the next week I don't do the enzymes, I'm finding that, first of all, I go from diarrhea into constipation. I know it's a lot of information there, probably too much, but my nausea gets worse when I'm taking the enzymes. It's something I am going to mention to my doctor. I don't know if that's true of anybody else. Maybe you can let me know below if that happens to you. So I'm kind of at this place right now until I can get this diagnosis confirmed and get maybe that valve that is at the bottom of my stomach. They're going to try to get that to open up. Maybe I'll feel better then. But until that time, I'm kind of rotating 1 week on, 1 week off with my enzymes, just to kind of be able to get some nutrition in, but also have a week where I can actually feel like eating something. It's a really tricky thing right now, but I'm figuring it out. I'm starting to feel a lot better. So let's dive into this. I don't want to make it too long, too late. You guys know me. I'm a squirrel. I just, I go left and right. So I'll try to edit this as best I can, and let's get to rippling. Let's jump right in. All right, we're in here now. I am sharing my screen with you guys. I've gotten back into Chat GPT from our last time that we spoke with him about the Kate Farms drinks. And now we're going to check out the Ripple drinks. I'm going to put my old lady glasses on so I can see. And so as you can see, E already asked me, I call him E, if I wanted him to do the same breakdown for the second protein drink that I'm using, and I forgot to tell him it was called Ripple. But I said yes. I told him the ingredients. As you can see, this ingredient list is much smaller than the Kate Farms list was. So he said, thank you, let's investigate it. And he said, I'll go through each ingredient, note its function, potential benefits and any possible concerns, especially with EPI malabsorption and gastroparesis. Again, if you have some added conditions and you want to have this ingredient breakdown for your specific condition, I would suggest that you go to Chat GPT. They have a free version, and let the algorithm know your specific diagnoses so that you can get the most out of this as it pertains to your condition. Again, this is not meant for medical advice in any way. Always consult with your physician before you do anything. And let's get back into this. All right, so right off the bat, we see the base is water. Water is great. We know what water does. It's not harmful. So that's something we need. Protein is pea protein. We're seeing this a lot of these drinks. This is a vegan drink. It does claim to be vegan. So with the pea protein, you're not getting any of the animal-based protein. This is all plant-based protein source. The benefit of that is that it's hypoallergenic compared to maybe wheat or soy, and it supports muscle maintenance. Now, this is great, especially for me. I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis, so not having to have any added gluten or dairy is really, really great for me. And gluten and dairy are both inflammatory, so people with autoimmune conditions may want to avoid that. And this says that it's safe for most. It can cause gas and bloating in sensitive guts. Again, with EPI, gastroparesis, we're already a little bloated and sensitive. A lot of us, like myself, I also have IBS and diverticulitis or losis. It's not really litis unless it's inflamed, but I have that as well. So this is definitely consideration for me. So if I'm more inflamed, I probably would use Kate Farms instead of the Ripple drink. Carbohydrates and sweeteners, it does have cane sugar. And, I prefer cane sugar over any artificial sweeteners for the most part, if they're synthetic or if they're man-made. I'm not talking about stevia or things like that are more natural. But cane sugar, my body, I will say this, it does know what to do with it before it knows what to do with the Frankenstein versions of sweeteners. But cane sugar is very inflammatory. So this is something, again, to be mindful of if you have a condition that is more inflammatory. And direct sugar, and again, also with the higher glycemic index than maybe brown rice. It has somebody with pre-diabetes. It's worth monitoring. And if you have diabetes, it's also a good thing to know. All right, so your oils, your fat source is going to be a vegetable oil, sunflower, or safflower. It provides your fat calories, your omega-6 fatty acids. And if we remember with Kate Farms, they were balancing those inflammatory omega-6s with omega-3s. And he says so right here. Both are high in omega-6, which can be pro-inflammatory if not balanced with the 3s. And see, I didn't know that before I did this deep dive. That's why I like doing this, because before then I didn't know that you needed a 3 to balance a 6. Good to know. So thanks for helping me get through this and learn more things. I love to learn. The flavor is going to be an alkalized cocoa, and that is a mild antioxidant benefit. It is safe. The flavor is a catch-all plant food derived compound. It said it's safe in small amounts. I really would like to know what this actually is. It's kind of hard to do a deep dive if they don't tell you exactly what that natural flavoring is. And I want to just look back up here. Okay, I want to make sure that I touched on every point that they had on the oils. All right, and we did the flavor. So in the minerals and nutrients, they have the D-potassium phosphate. The function of that is an electrolyte stabilizer. It helps to regulate acidity. It's safe in small amounts. Excess phosphate may be concerning for kidney issues, but here it's very low. So good to know if you're having kidney issues, and I know people with kidney problems can also develop EPI. So it wouldn't shock me if somebody watching this video also had a kidney diagnosis along with this. So just be aware that the Ripple drinks do have excess phosphate in them, and that may be an issue for you if you have kidney problems. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you what Chat GPT is noting in this particular ingredient list. It has a tricalcium phosphate, and that's just calcium fortification. It is safe. The preservatives they use are mixed tocopherols or vitamin E. The function is a natural preservative. It prevents oils from going rancid. That sounds, I'm not really sure what that means, but it sounds like a benefit for sure. I don't want rancid stuff in my gut. So one of the things with gastroparesis is your stomach fills with food and the food sits there and it goes bad. It rots. So this is good to know. Don't need any more rotting things in there than we already have, right? This does say that it's safe and it adds a bit of antioxidant benefit. That's always an added benefit to know we're getting some antioxidants to help with those rogue cells, right? All right, the stabilizer are fibers, and it has three types of gum here: Arabic or acacia gum. That's a thickener, soluble fiber. It's usually well tolerated. It can cause some, again, a little bit of more mild bloating and sensitive guts. They have the Gellin gum, or is it, I don't know if it's pronounced Gellin or Gellin, but Gellin sounds right, so I'll say that. This is a stabilizer. It helps keep your shake smooth. It's safe in small amounts. Guar gum is also a thickener. It can be fermentable, again, which can cause some bloating or gas. And we talked about this in the last video that I have heard that fermented foods tend to help pancreatitis. So I need to figure out if the benefit of that fermentation outweighs the bloating and gas. And maybe I can do a deep dive on fermentation. That would be great. Electrolytes and salt. This does have sea salt in it. I don't know if it's Himalayan, but it is sea salt. Is all sea salt Himalayan? I don't know. Let me know below if you know. The function is flavor and trace minerals. It is safe in small amounts. Okay, so the sweetener in this is going to be monk fruit extract. It's a natural 0-calorie sweetener. We always like to hear about natural, and it's generally safe on digestion. All right, so we didn't have as long of the ingredients in here, so the recording is going to be shorter. The overall assessment for this shake, which is again the Ripple shake, it is simpler than Kate Farms. There are fewer phytonutrients, no added amino acids, and fewer vitamins and minerals. So our pros list: cleaner, shorter ingredient list, the protein and basic fats for calories, no inulin, so there's a less risk of gas bloating versus the Kate Farms shake. The cons is cane sugar, so it's higher glycemic load. So if you have prediabetes or diabetes, that's something we need to watch for. Vegetable oils are omega-6 heavy and no omega-3 to balance. And you did have that in the Kate Farms shake. The guar gum may cause digestive symptoms and some with delayed gastric emptying. Dun, dun, dun. Delayed gastric emptying is not good for me because my doctor suspicions I have gastroparesis. We're going to confirm that on Friday. And if I do, certainly I don't want to contribute to that. So this is a big one for me. It lacks the extra amino acids, the taurine, the carnitine, the tryptophan, and antioxidants that Kate Farms provides. So your side-by-side summary looks kind of like this. Your Kate Farm, it's more complex, nutrient-dense, includes the phytonutrients, added amino acids, omega-3 flax oil. The downside is the inulin and oat fiber can worsen the gastroparesis and the bloating. The Ripple shake, which I didn't tell him it was called Ripple, it's simpler, easier on digestion. There's no inulin, but there are higher sugar, omega-6 imbalance, and it lacks some of the extras for the malnutrition recovery. So for me personally, it's looking like the Kate Farms would probably be better with the nutrient replacement because I am in malnutrition, and it does have that omega-3 that balances the omega-6s, so I'll have less inflammation. But it can worsen the gastroparesis bloating, which is scary for me. And as it's set up here, the cons of the Ripple also have the delayed gastric emptying. So I'm thinking that Kate Farms is probably better for me on most days. There's probably absolutely times when the Ripple drink will be beneficial as well. So I'm going to probably keep taking both of them. You guys let me know what your thoughts are and which ones you're going to be taking.
I love doing this. This has been so much fun. I really feel like I'm learning a lot. I hope you guys feel like you're learning a lot, and I really would like to hear your feedback on this. So that's going to do it for this deep dive, and we'll do a little bit of an outro. And let me know what you guys think. This is interesting and very enlightening.
All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this video. Again, that's the Ripple protein shake. This one's chocolate. It says no dairy, no nuts, no compromise, no kidding. Kind of like that little tagline there. But yeah, overall, these look to be pretty good, pretty promising. I really like the way they taste, so if you think it'll work out for you, please try one. Consult with your doctor. This is not medical advice. This is simply a deep dive into the ingredients, because I know you guys don't have time to do that. So I hope it helps. And if you like, please like the video. Please like and subscribe. I'm not really, I'm not trying to get a big following or anything. I really hope this just helps a bunch of people. But yeah, if it does help you and you want to continue to follow my journey, feel free to do that. And let's figure this out together. Have a great day.